Well, good evening and welcome to Safari Media. I am Tracy Wamboy. We bring you what's popping in politics, the latest news in sports and lifestyle. Come with us and let's create stories. So today on the show, we have an amazing guest, a lady that is known for her unwavering commitment in social justice and an advocate for GBV, a very critical topic that we'll be talking about later, its impact and how to combat it. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me introduce our very esteemed Member of Parliament from Kitui South Constituency, Honorable Racheal Nyamai. Welcome.
Thank you very much for invitation to Safari Media. I know that it has been long. I was willing to come, but because of other pressing duties in the constituency and outside, this is the day that I'm able to come. I would like to say that thank you so much for the opportunity that your channel has given to women so that women can express themselves. And in this country, we have 29 million women and girls, and none of us is immune to gender-based violence. And when we talk about gender-based violence, we are not focusing only on women, but it is also worth noting that those who are being abused more are women than men. In the last 1 year, the year 2024, 170 women have been killed. This has been reported by various channels, and this indicates that every 2 days a woman dies. When you compare these statistics with the earlier statistics, for example, in 2023, those who were killed were half of those who were killed in 2024. When you compare with earlier statistics about 9 years ago, in 2016, you realize that the cases have increased 5 times. So this means that this is a subject matter that we cannot avoid. All of us must talk about it. All leaders, all church leaders, all political leaders, and leaders of all types. I think it is important that we all get on board so that we can find out why is it that more and more cases of gender-based violence are happening in our country. The biggest perpetrators are majorly boyfriends, at times boyfriends who are known, and others who are short-term boyfriends who may not be very well known to the culprits. Also, we have cases of husbands. Within the family, also, we have cases of deaths, maybe concerning property. I think as we engage within our constituencies, we'll get to know what are the causes of this violence. In terms of the counties that are leading, the leading counties are Nairobi, Kiambu, and Nakuru. Obviously, Nairobi being the capital city and the population being quite high compared to all the other counties, I believe that is why it is at the top. However, as government officials, as leaders interact with women who have been affected, or even men who have been affected, I think it will be possible to get to know exactly why is it that these cases are higher in some counties and lower in other counties. Matters of gender-based violence and sexual violence are not only Kenyan. They are not even African. It is happening all over the world. Even in countries where you do not expect that you can find very ridiculous cases of GBV, we are seeing them. And the most recent example is the case of Giselle Pellicot, who is a French citizen, who was married to a man called Dominique Pellicot. And the husband, or rather the former husband, had the audacity to invite over 50 men, at least those who were seen in the videos, to come and rape the wife. And he personally dragged her, ensured that she was going to be asleep for about 7 hours. And she believed that she was sick. She believed that she had a sickness that kept her asleep for so long, not knowing that her own husband is the one who was dragging her. And when she realized that this happened, she decided to make it public. She said that she wanted a public inquiry. She wanted the court matter to be open to the world to see. And I believe that she did this for so many other women in the world, that you should not just keep quiet if you are going through violence, that you should shout and you should not be ashamed. So that many other women do not have to go through what others have already gone through. This matter would have passed unnoticed, and maybe Giselle Pellicott would have lived a miserable life and nobody would have known what had happened to her. But thank God that her former husband was involved in so many criminal activities, and the police in France were very keen, and they were able to link this back to all the rape that was happening and other crimes that are of gender-based violence within her family, even sharing photos of her nuclear family and also of close family members. Looking at the judiciary, you realize that it takes a very long time for a GBV case to be concluded. And in Kenya, the average time of conclusion of most GBV cases is 4 years. 4 years is extremely long. So many things will have happened between the time that it happened and the time that it is concluded in court. So we call upon the judiciary to accelerate these cases so that in cases where the perpetrators have been identified, these people affected can get justice. Otherwise, when it is too long, then even though you get justice, it's a bit too late. And for women, especially those who are in some form of relationship, if you realize that there are some red flags, for example, you are hit here and there, you think that it's going to stop. It will never stop. The moment someone hits you and threatens to kill you, they'll surely kill you. So the best thing, my advice to women, and especially young women, is that if you notice those red flags, if you realize that you are being pushed, it starts with a push, then gets to being hit, and the next thing is being stabbed. So it is important to run away. When you realize that you're in danger, run away before the worst happens. It is also important to speak out. Most women who end up being abused and also being murdered are women who have been abused for a long time and they've never found it important to share with someone. So when you realize that you are abused, it is important to look for someone, share the struggles that you are going through, and you'll get the motivation to take action. And the biggest motivation to take action is to leave the situation that you are endangered in. So I would like to encourage women and girls out there that GBV is not something that you can hide. And if you hide, you can die. The most important thing in this world is life. Yeah, so we have seen a call by the President, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, calling upon the country and especially talking about these so many women that are getting killed in sometimes in hotels, sometimes in what we call B&Bs. And the president has facilitated women leaders to go back to their constituencies. And this is a very good way of ensuring that the message is reaching to all our counties, because in every county there will be an elected woman. In some of the counties, like my own county in Kitui, we have more than one woman who can talk about. And we have called upon our male colleagues, members of parliament, to assist so that we can all of us talk about this issue. This is not only about women members of parliament. We have seen so many of our male colleagues who are in the front line to fight gender-based violence. And clearly, they have all been saying that it is not about women. It's about gender-based violence, where violence can be meted on both male and female. There will be so many activities that will be going on in our constituencies. And I believe that this will be a very good way of engaging. And if possible, even speaking in very low tones, more so to the women who have been affected, to find out what happened before the biggest violence occurred. And this is only for survivors. Unfortunately, for those who have died, we'll have no story to tell. These women just become part of the statistics of those who have been killed. So I would like to encourage women, especially if you feel that you are not in a safe space. Government is encouraging that you try as much as possible to check on yourself, especially when you are invited to a place where you feel that you are not safe. Make sure that you do not go to a place that you are not safe, where you cannot protect yourself. Our call is to have safe homes, safe spaces, within all parts of this country. I know that it is a tall order, but it's good to start anyway. There'll be so many activities in all the 47 counties of this country, and this will be in preparation for the 1st of March 2025. There is an event that happens on every 1st of March of every year, and this is called the International Women's Day. This will also be a good day to look back on what is it that has been said, what efforts have been made, where do we aspire to reach, and what is it that the country can do to reduce the cases of gender-based violence in our country.